Now, week number 4 was a wild one in the NFL, as is almost every single week. We have a quarterback leading the entire NFL in rushing touchdowns, a running back who used to be a wide receiver getting 3 receiving touchdowns, and then a dominant defense, by far the best in week 4 and so far the best this season. If you want to get your account grinded all the way to the max level, or if you want players, you want coins, you want training, you know where to go, man. MutReserve.com. Use my code CK for 15% off your order, and I promise you'll be rich one day. But we begin on the offensive side of the field. Sam Darnold led every single quarterback in week number 4, and if you didn't already know, he's the guy I was referring to who leads every single player in the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Yes, more than Lamar, more than Derrick Henry. Okay, he has 5 of them on the season. He added 2 more in week 4 on 6 carries for 35 yards. He also had 301 yards passing, 2 touchdowns through the air, but he did throw 2 interceptions. Now, this guy has been pretty freaking good this season. Patrick Mahomes has the most passing touchdowns through 4 weeks of the NFL season. He was the 2nd leading fantasy producer at the quarterback position. In week number 4, threw 5 touchdowns over my Eagles, 1 interception, 278 yards for 31.72 fantasy points. As for bronze, when it comes to quarterbacks, we have Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, clutched up late in the game versus the Saints. He threw 402 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, only 1 pick, barely edging out Jalen Hurts for the 3rd spot. Honorable mentions for quarterbacks, of course, Jalen Hurts, Matt Ryan, Taylor Heineke, Dak Prescott. So that's what, all 4 NFC East quarterbacks, man. Maybe we not the NFC least no more. Then you have Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, and Kyler Murray. Cordarrelle Patterson, why did you have to go off week 4? I played against him in like all my fantasy leagues. He had 34.6 fantasy points, 6 carries for only 34 yards rushing, but then 5 receptions for 82 yards receiving, along with 3 receiving touchdowns. Falcons need to get him the ball a lot more often. Austin Eckler looked amazing last night. I couldn't believe how much faster he was than like half the Raiders defense. 15 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown on the ground, and then 3 receptions for 28 yards and a touchdown through the air. One of the best dual threat running backs in the NFL. He should be a low 90s in my opinion. Saquon's making an appearance on the team for the first time this year. You love to see it. 13 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown, and then 5 receptions for 74 yards and another touchdown through the air for 29.6 fantasy points, 3rd most by running back in week 4. Derrick Henry was right there. He was 4th. David Montgomery unfortunately went out with the injury, but he ended up in the top 5. Then Jonathan Taylor, Zeke, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Najee Harris, and Kenneth Gainwell rounding out the top 10. It's fun to watch Tyreek Hill play. It just sucks when he's doing it against your team. I mean, he's just so fast, bro. 11 receptions, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns for 49.6 fantasy points in week 4, by far the most. How is Debo still only a low 80s? This man is easily having one of the best seasons by any wide receiver. He had another nasty week. 8 receptions, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had 37.7 fantasy points. He needs more respect put on his name. DJ Moore is looking top 10-ish, okay? At this point, if you have him in there, I cannot debate you. It seems like he's always open, okay? 8 receptions, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the 3rd most fantasy points in week number 4. I think he's been on this team multiple times already. Scary Terry McLaurin. He's going to produce no matter who his quarterback is, man. 6 receptions, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns for the 4th most fantasy points in week 4 by a wide receiver. Another guy who I admit, you know, I underestimated. He was getting drafted as the #1 Steelers wide receiver, and I just couldn't understand. They had Juju, Claypool, but he's having a phenomenal season. Deontay Johnson, 9 for 92 and a touchdown for the 5th most fantasy points. Honorable mentions go to Randall Cobb, Corey Davis, Tyler Boyd, Devontae Smith, and Van Jefferson. CJ Uzoma is probably not claimed in your league. You might want to go ahead and do that. Joe Burrow found his tight end 5 times for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns as he led every single tight end in week 4 in fantasy. And then a sleeper from back when I used to do CFMs, man. I'm glad to see him here. Dawson Knox, 5 for 37 and 2 touchdowns. He has the Bills rolling as they win 40-0. He's the 2nd highest producing tight end in week 4. Mo Alley-Cox, Jared Cook, and Dalton Schultz rounding out the top 5. You already know how we decide the offensive line. That goes to the #1 running back from that week. And since it was Cordarrelle Patterson, we have the Falcons line, which is actually pretty solid. And we've already mentioned a few Bills players. Well, here's a lot more because their defense is killing it this season. Shut out the Texans. Had 4 interceptions, a fumble recovery, 3 sacks, only allowed 109 yards. Total. Just nasty, man. Hopefully y'all draft him. I drafted him in 2 leagues, man. I saw this coming. But the team is an 83 overall. One of the better ones we've seen so far. I'm going to use the Kansas City playbook because we have Mahomes at quarterback. We have Tyreek. I'm feeling good about this team, man. I think we can go all the way. They're dominating halfway through the season. 6-0. First in points per game. Almost 40 a game. First in run defense. Yeah, they're dominating, man. They end up 14-3. They end up finishing with the #1 offense. The only bad part of the team was the pass defense. Damn near last in the league. Mahomes finishes 2nd in yards, 1st in touchdowns, 3rd in passer rating. Defense was 17th in the league. Saquon finishes with the most rushing touchdowns. And DJ Moore had a nasty season. Look at this ratio, 51 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. That might be the best one I've seen so far. He had Saquon, Eckler, so you had guys that can catch the ball out the backfield, not to mention Patterson. But DJ Moore led everyone. Tyreek, obviously great deep threat, had 6 touchdowns. Knox was nasty at tight end with 8 touchdowns. Scary Terry with 10. Everyone got involved. Tremaine Edmonds led everyone on defense in terms of tackling. 4 guys had double-digit tackles for a loss, and then Jerry Hughes led everyone in sacks, man. That guy just doesn't age, it seems like. Tre'Davious White had 9 interceptions. That's the most I think I've ever seen in a simulation. Kamara takes home MVP, though. Mahomes was right behind him. I gotta see what Kamara did. 1,700 yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground with no fumbles. That's pretty good. And then he added another 700 yards and 11 touchdowns. So that's 32 touchdowns. What, 2,400 yards? That's a pretty nasty season. Oh, now they get to play Mahomes' old team in the divisional round. Empty backfield for Mahomes and company as we begin the 4th quarter. So much time in the pocket. He's not going to get rid of it, though. Now it's a 3rd and forever. He's going to drop back and find his running back, Eckler. He's going to get some of the yards back, but they're going to punt. 3rd and 16 for Trubisky. You know, I traded the worst quarterback on the Bills to the best team just to nerf him a little bit. And Hughes doing what he did all season, getting a sack. All right, Mahomes, time to do something. Throwing a run. That's a laser, but it's dropped by DJ Moore. You don't see this too often. 12 for 23, not being very accurate, if we're being honest. 3rd and 10. Let's see if he can change that. There it is. Scary Terry getting the reception. Oh, man, big play. 3rd and 4. Mahomes completes the pass, keeps the chains moving, and they're in the no-huddle situation. Let's see if he can get a touchdown. Obviously, they'll take 3, but 7 will be even better. 3rd and 4 once again. This time, Mahomes to the end zone. It's caught. Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in the league. Let me know where you're ranking him right now, because it is hard for me to put him outside the top 3. Oh my God. No way Trubisky just did that. Clutch ass play at the end of the game to take the lead. Oh yeah, did I not mention Tyler Bass was the leading kicker for this week? We're going to start doing kickers every week. I just didn't, mention him earlier, but yeah, that's why he is the kicker. So let's see if he can clutch up. 2nd and 10. They only get 9 yards. They still have 2 timeouts. 12 seconds left. I don't know if that's going to cut it, but nice run after the catch. Go down, call timeout. 5 seconds left. It has to be like a quick slant. You got to get rid of it. You got to get... Oh, it's too late now. You got to go to the end zone. Got to go to the end zone. Mahomes going to throw it up. And unless a miracle happens, it's over. And they lose in the divisional round to Trubisky. Kind of unfortunate that it ended this way, man. They were looking good, but Trubisky clutched up, man. Credit where it's due. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really thought this was going to be the one because the Bills defense is phenomenal. Their pass defense was bad this season for whatever reason, but the run defense was damn near first in the league. Offense had so many playmakers. I'm kind of surprised this is how they go out, but yeah, we're going to keep trying to get a Super Bowl with the fantasy leaders of the week. Hopefully y'all have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.
Nobody's safe. Came from Memphis, we fresh out the gate. And I look like I came from LA. From New Jersey, I look like LA. I'm a water, I'm from in LA. I'ma get it, it's mine for the tape. Ride the beamer when I'm out of state. Could have beat, almost got me a case. Go Olympic, I'm winning the race. 911 cause I'm killing the game. Talking crazy, I'm going insane. Shifting gears and I'm switching the lane. Hop on station, just go entertain. Going up so I'm making a name.